Some people throw out, I don't want anything to do with evil. Yes, you do. You need to discern evil.
That's good.
And then some people get such a revelation how good God is, then they just want to stay in that camp only. Now, praise the Lord, seriously, for this last 15 years, for this profound revelation. He's a good, good father. It has so changed who I am. But to discern good and evil. But let's go on. What does discern mean? The word translated discern in Hebrews 5:14 is diakoros. It's from the Strong's Concordance, which indicates, listen to this, distinguishing, deciding, a passing sentence on. So how many of you out there could use some help in making decisions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll answer for everybody. Yes.
Yeah, no, really. In making decisions in life, this is how practical and needed this is. That is what diakoros, that is what discerning will do for you. It'll help you in making decisions. A lot of people reach a fork in the road and they make wrong decisions because they're led by unsanctified emotions. They're led by wrong voices. They're led by the crowd. They're led by opinions. They're led by prophecies that are full of mixture because the prophecies have a motivation that is within it, which is a crowd pleaser.
So would you say, I've heard people say prophesying from your soul. Okay.
Because there is within the person the felt need for acceptance.
Yeah.
And there is maybe a father wound that's not healed. And so they're going to end up perhaps speaking something that they know that those people want to hear.
Yeah.
It's called mixture. That's why it does say, are you kidding me? No, that's why Paul the Apostle said, test all things and hold fast to that which is good. It doesn't say that there's not good in it. Folks, there's good in it, but sometimes you got to cut a little bit of something of it, maybe, but you don't toss it all away. And it doesn't mean you throw stones at the person.
That's good.
They might be immature in their delivery, but it doesn't mean their gift is immature.
Yeah, that's really good.
I feel like pushing pause. Do you want to ask me a question?
Well, one thing that's I've been thinking about is when you were talking about the six senses and you said the knower, you say that the knower is the sixth sense.
That's all I believe.
Yeah. And I would agree. There's a difference between knowing something and being accusatory or suspicious.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like knowing the difference. That's why discernment is so important. And not coming into something with an agenda of like, this is wrong. I'm going to seek the Lord as to why this is wrong because I just know it. And it could not be. It could be your own prejudice. It could be informing it. It could be, maybe they remind you of somebody from your past that you didn't or you had a bad experience with, and your immediate mind is not making the distinction between those two things.
So I say that we all have filters. Now, the illustration I'm going to use isn't exactly correct, and it's an old one.
Okay.
It would be like a coffee filter. The water that goes in is pure, but sometimes we have filters, and then what comes through isn't the same color as what goes out.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, why is that? It's because we have preconceived prejudicial thinking on a matter. An example would be like in the Old Testament, Nahum, the prophet, and I'm not remembering this exactly correct right now, and the leper.
Okay.
And he is expecting that the king is expecting that the prophet can just wave his hand and the person's going to be cleansed. But instead, that isn't the way it happened. And there was preconceived prejudicial thinking on the way the prophetic was going to work. And so the word that was delivered was, go dip yourself 7 times in the Jordan River. Now, you got to understand, the Jordan River was a muddy, dirty river. Now, the leper, who was already a dirty mess, could have gone, there's no way I'm going to do that. That's not right. That's not the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to just wave your hand and or whatever. Now, might not have the storyline exactly correct right now.
I paraphrase, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Okay. So don't stone me because I'm not telling the story.
Yeah.
Okay. But it was expectations were in place. But the expectations could have kept the person from being healed. But humility and obedience, then the person goes to the muddy Jordan River. Now, they could have just dipped once, but they didn't. They went down once and they came up and they went like, well, I look the same. 3 times, well, I'm still a mess. 6 times, the number of band, well, freak out. 7th, the number of completion. Come up and they were whole. A miracle. Out of humility and obedience. And there had to be the releasing of the preconceived prejudicial understandings. Lots of us have filters in us that we want to receive the word from this person this way. We want to receive, I actually don't want to use names right now. Okay. We want to receive, because we're used to our stream.
Yeah.
And we don't want to cross-pollinate. And we want to receive I just feel something from the Holy Spirit, not to name names and not to even mention label streams. We want to receive it from
this person or that person,
what we're familiar with.
Yes.
But the Holy Spirit might be saying, you've got to cross-pollinate. And inside of us, we're going, yeah, but you don't understand. I don't like the way they deliver it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really believe the way they believe. But the Holy Spirit might be saying, humble yourself.